Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me today for Fun with Seeds. I'm Matthew, and I thought that today I would actually make a recording for all of you to enjoy so that you can watch it at your own time because it's actually a nice day today. It stopped raining. So I bet a lot of us are outside, maybe going for a walk, looking around, maybe finding some birds in the sky, maybe finding some bees buzzing around, bzzz, or maybe looking down at the ground and seeing all the nice, beautiful flowers that are coming on up. So it's a little quiet here at Fun with Seeds. Even Gus behind me, Gus isn't saying too much either right now. So Matthew decided that he would make this video for all of you to say hello and to share with you our fun experiment. Now wow, look at this. I made celery turn red. And I turned my lettuce. I don't know if we can see that, but oh, look, little bits of red on the stem, little bits of red on the leaves. That's right. Now we did this experiment because I wanted to show you how plants get their water, because we all know it's important to water our plants, right? I'll plant a seed in the dark, dark ground. Out comes the yellow sun, big and round. Down comes the cool rain, soft and slow. And up comes the little seed, grow, grow, grow. That's right. So we all know that it's very important that we water our plants. But do we know if all that water is good for just sprinkling on top? How does the plant actually get the water? Well, that's why I wanted to do this wonderful experiment where I took a jar and I filled it with water, just regular drinking water, just like what I drink in my cup. But Matthew, that water's red. You don't drink red water. I know. I put some drops of food coloring and I stirred it all up, and that's what's made the water nice and red. It's easier this way too, because then we can see with our eyes how the plants drink the water. So I filled the cup, or I filled the jar up with our red water, and then I grabbed some leaves and some plants. So I grabbed my lettuce right here, because we see the lettuce is kind of white right in the middle, so it's easier for us to see if the change happens. We can see when it turns red. And I grabbed my celery because the leaves are very light green, and even the stem of the celery is very light. So I thought that would really change colors. I also grabbed some poinsettia leaves. And these are right here. And I thought, well, I've got these bigger leaves, these bigger plants, the celery and the lettuce. What happens if we put some smaller leaves in? Will they also change color? So let's see what happened. I've got right here my paper towel, because these are all wet. So I'm going to take them all out. We're going to let them dry a little bit. Whoa, there's the celery. Can I get it on the paper towel? There's the great big leaf of lettuce. We can already see how that lettuce right there got red. What if I turn it around? Do you see all that bright red right in there? Wow. If we look, let's give it a couple of shakes so I don't get my computer all wet. But if we look right here, I'm going to break a piece of that lettuce right off. Look at inside that plant, we can see little holes, right? Those little holes are the veins of the plant. Just like the veins that we have in our body that bring our blood all around our body so that we can live, right? These plants have veins and they act kind of like straws. Just like when we drink our milk or our juice or our water, and we go. So these veins in the plants, they act as straws and they drink the water from the bottom and they go, and that's what drinks it from the bottom and it brings it all the way up. And so we see all these different little veins, right? We can see them. These little veins are the straws that carry that water all the way to the very ends of our plant. And so if we look really closely, we can see a little bit of red that's following these veins, right? Little bits. Yeah. But a lot of it is right here because this is where the big straw, the big veins are, is right down that middle. And then they get smaller. Now, what about that celery? Now, the celery, again, I've broken it already into a piece. And we see these little dots right here. Dot, 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 dots. Let's get right up close. Oh, there we go. Those dots there, those are, again, that's the stem of the celery. We can see those dots again, those little darker pieces. Those are those veins, those straws from the celery, and they're sucking up all that water. It's because the plants are very thirsty. We know that because we know that plants need water to grow. And so it sucked it all the way up and it turned the edges, the leaves, all red. And you know what? The celery smells really nice. It smells like celery root. Oh yeah, it's very nice. So we turned it all nice and red, and that's the way we use the red because it's a way for us to see how much water plants need. And these plants, right, my lettuce, I picked it already. It's not growing anymore, neither is the celery, but we can still see how much water they drink every day, right? Let's see these poinsettia leaves here. These poinsettia leaves don't have big veins. They don't have big straws to really drink up. I gotta get really close here. But if we look at our leaves, we can still see these little veins that run from the center, right? That stem. And so that's the big straw that drinks up. And if we look, it's a little red. It's a little red. But then we see these little veins that carry the water all the way out to the edge. If you look really closely, they're a little pink, but not as much as the lettuce and not as much as the celery. And again, I think that's because the straws, the veins of the plant aren't as big, right? And the leaf isn't as big. Look at this leaf to this leaf. That's definitely smaller, right? So it's harder for us to see. So that is actually how plants, one of the ways that plants drink up all the water that we give them. They also use the roots, right? The roots that we see that dig deep down into the ground. And that's what the roots do too. The roots act as little straws. And they suck up all that water, right? That's how they keep growing. It's amazing.